Excited?
I mean, it takes a while for me to like soak it all in. It's gonna be a lot of work, which is okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna get done. Wild summer for landscaping, a lot of hours, and I'm basically out of the frying pan and into the fire.
Finally official, that we have been awarded the Community Catalyst Grant by the Iowa Economic Development. So, woo! Finally have a physical award letter, finally have the contract signed and executed. So, that means we finally have an official start date for this entire project. Because up until now, nothing that we have done, so all of the demolition that's been done in here, all of the reinforcement of the walls and the shoring up of the stoop out here, that's all been on our dime, and there will be no reimbursement through the grant for that. So that is why we've been really quiet, because we've been waiting on the official word and the official start date so that we could get the really expensive things kicked off. Right?
I didn't know there was an official start date.
What do you mean you didn't know there was an official start date?
Everything for me is so weather dependent. I can't even tell a customer exactly when I'm going to be there. Like an official timeline.
No, an official start date to now. This is within the scope of the project for which we applied for the grant.
So an order of operations.
No, still not that either.
No.
Literally an official start date for everything that was in the scope. So I actually left out a bunch of the demo things from the scope of the grant because we had already started that by the time we were applying for the April 15th deadline.
So what's the start date?
August 17th, as we sit here on the 4th of September.
Does it say we have to start?
No. It's just the start date is August 15th or August 17th of 2022, and our official end date, we have to be done with this by August 17th of 2024. Can we do it?
Yep.
Okay, great.
So Greg and Grandpa Russ are coming on Wednesday.
Oh, are they?
Or I don't know, I think on Wednesday. We're gonna figure out what materials we need to start the process. So the first thing we're going to do is we're gonna reinforce this whole building down the middle from the basement up. So we already have those footings poured, and we have the bracing set with the screw jacks. So we're gonna just set posts in the basement, and they're gonna come all the way up through here. We're gonna set some laminated beams right here, brace it, and then we're gonna build stud walls upstairs, temporary stud walls for when we do the roof, because we're gonna have block up there and mortar and extra rubber and 5 or 6 guys, and we're not sure if that roof can hold all that additional weight. And then they're also going to try to figure out the best way to get a telehandler up to the roof, because we have electric wires out there, and I don't really feel like getting blasted by that. So we might have to go through the side, put the man basket sideways, and go between the buildings.
So starting on the internal stuff, as we are still waiting, we're still in process with another grant as well through Story County, the Story County Facade Grant. So hopefully by the end of this month, end of September or really early October, we will have word on that one, and that is a maximum of an additional $10,000 that we would hopefully get reimbursed. So fingers crossed we get that one, hopefully.
Yeah. Why wouldn't we?
Well, if we don't get the grant, if it's not awarded, we're not a shoe-in. Like, it's not how that works. I'd love to say for sure we're gonna have 10 grand additional, but there is a process with this. So fingers crossed, everybody, that we end up with an additional $10,000 in assistance from Story County to get this project going and off the ground. But until we find out final word on that facade grant, it's sort of like the Catalyst grant, where we can't start the work before the grant is awarded and we get an official start date on that project as well. But so that will help to contribute with the roof replacement, the tuck pointing, the windows. So luckily, I suppose silver lining on this one, I did email our window sales guy that we had come out in February, And at the time, he was saying that lead times, due to supply chain issues and everything else, lead times in February were like 20 to 24 weeks. So I had him refresh the quote for the windows that they gave us, and you know, these windows are gigantic. There's 2 large ones in the front and 2 tall and skinny ones on the sides. The quote did go up about $1,000 from February, which was to be expected.
10%.
Yeah, roughly 10%, which was to be expected. But the beautiful thing that I'm really glad it's turned around is it's only 4 to 6 weeks on the wait time from ordering. So that makes me feel a lot better about those personally. Exciting things. It's exciting finally to have the official paperwork, award letter, all of that stuff taken care of. You know, none of this would have been possible without the cooperation of the City of Collins. Like, that has been integral in all of this. So I do really want to say thank you for that. Without their support and cooperation, this would not have been possible. Same thing with the Story County facade grant. That's again with the help of the city, and then also shout out to Ames Chamber of Commerce for helping us out with that as well. We definitely couldn't have done it without them.
It's been helpful to have a mayor and city council that are having in their priorities to improve the community.
Yep, it is a demonstration of, you know, a community effort towards growth, which is really, really cool. It's cool to be a part of it in such a small town. Also, thank you guys for watching this. I know I did want to give a little bit of a special shout out to Corey Hunt Rods and any other Hunt Rods that are possibly watching this. She had stopped me in the grocery store a few months back and said, "Oh my gosh, we watch your YouTube channel and you haven't uploaded for a while," which that was while we were waiting on the grant and everything else. So thank you for watching. We do really appreciate it. And thank you guys for all the comments and everything. It's actually really cool to hear some of the history and memories that people have of this building. As we look at what we want to do for materials and themes, if you will, for the finish work, that stuff is actually really helpful because there's a lot of different ways that we can go with it. I personally, and I think you agree, would like to, at least down here in the office space and the ground floor space, would like to have a little bit of a railroad theme, just because Collins was established, you know, as a railroad town. So any way we can kind of incorporate a little bit of that railroad history in here, that would be awesome. Also, if any of you have any like old historic pictures of what this used to look like at one time, or I know the Historical Society has some photos from the outside, I would really like to get some of those blown up and put on canvases. I think that would be really cool wall decor in here, just as a little bit of a, you know, tip of the hat to lives past.
Yeah, we would like to make this as close to historically correct in terms of decor.
Yes, as we can.
Obviously the apartment's gonna be modern. We're gonna have a nice apartment.
We can do cool things still and make it modern.
So is there like a railroad themed martini bar I could build?
He really wants a martini bar, and I suppose that's...
No, I want a martini bar, but it's gonna happen.
Okay, we're going to have a martini bar.
Not open to the public.
Not open to the public. Down here on this floor, I assume.
It's gonna have to be in that corner.
Well, that corner there's gonna be a bathroom.
Well, it's gonna have to be like next to the bathroom for plumbing, so I can have a sink.
Oh, you want the sink in it?
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, we could, I don't know, I'll figure it out. Or Greg will figure it out, and then I'll say it sounds good.
Yeah, we are going to end up with a martini bar. Actually, you know, we could build the bar out of like railroad ties or something. There's,
No.
Guess not. There are things that we could do. So if you have any ideas, send them our way for railroad themed things. And I'm thinking like old timey railroad things, not necessarily modern.
It's gonna take a while, but it'll be good. Greg thinks we can, I asked him if we could be done by spring next year. He said no. And I said, well, what about June? He said, yeah, probably.
Well, it's going to be a case of some things are going to go a lot smoother than we think, and some things are going to take a lot longer. So, you know, if If we got it done by next June, I think I'd be ecstatic. But also, I would not be shocked if we somehow, got it pushed through.
Yeah, by spring.
Yeah, by like April of next year. It's really hard to say. There's a lot of things that I feel like we won't know until we really get torn into them. So we'll see what happens. But there's a lot of work coming. But
the helpful thing is this is basically a blank canvas. And like I've mentioned before, the contractors that are going to be working on this with me are the best contractors that we could ever find, and thankfully they like me and they're my friends.
And working on this is going to beat the heck out of shoveling
pushing snow. There will be times throughout this process where there will be 8 people working on this at once.
Right.
And so, like, framing the apartment, if we have me and 4 other guys, it's gonna go fast. When we have the shop to store materials inside, have all the tools, any tool that we would need. Menards is 20 miles that way, or 20 miles that way, or 20 miles that way.
We'll make it happen.
There's lots of moving parts. This isn't gonna be any more difficult than like some of the jobs I've been doing landscaping with, accessibility and like, okay, well, we can't get the skid steer back here, so we have to do it all by hand. I mean, it's gonna be pretty straightforward. We do have a really good mason on our side. Hopefully we can get the whole front patched up. There are some areas that the brick will have to be removed and redone. So,
but all in all, the whole point of this is we have the award letter. We will start making progress. These videos will get more frequent. I'm sorry that there was such a long hiatus, but there was literally nothing going on here, and we couldn't do anything. It was in our interest to wait, and thankfully that waiting paid off, and perhaps we waited longer than we anticipated we were going to wait, but it all works itself out. So like I said, I do want to thank the City of Collins for working with us on this, and the Iowa Economic Development for believing in us and believing that this project does deserve the funding, and the Ames Chamber of Commerce for helping out with the Story County Facade Grant, which, like I said, fingers crossed we find out in the next month or so whether we are awarded that additional $10,000 for all of the drastic exterior work that needs to be done.
Make sure you hit subscribe and thumbs up.
Like,
right? Is that what you're supposed to say?
That was good. Like, subscribe, comment, share, all of the things. We're also going to start dabbling with some shorter form vertical video things. So I started a TikTok for us. Have not uploaded anything yet, but so we'll start dabbling in the TikTok and the YouTube shorts, because why not?
And if you see someone wandering around out here, just walk on in and check it out.
Yeah, if you are ever in town and you want to pop in and see it, and we're here, we're happy to show you. There's no stairs up, so you can't go upstairs, and the basement is blocked off and has been blocked off since the deadlift competition, but we'll show you what we can.
Well, I'm not going in the basement.
Yeah, Willie's not going in the basement until we get the bats taken care of, which he's going to be calling an exterminator sometime this week, probably.
Not to exterminate, kill them, but let's get them out.
Move them. Rehome them. We need them out of this facility.
So if you know any good ways to get rid of bats without
murdering them.
Yes.
Let us know. All right.
Good night.